some, get some!
The legendary feats of strong men have been celebrated throughout time. But just how true are these fabled acts?
Yeah! The world's strongest man!
After years of competing as rivals, the 4 strongest men in the world are teaming up to find out. They'll take on epic feats of strength
Yes!
in a quest to prove who really is the strongest man in history. On this episode, the 4 strongest men in the world are in Moorhead, Minnesota, the home of Viking culture in America.
Go! Dig deep, Nick, come on!
They'll attempt 3 of the most difficult challenges Viking heroes are known for,
Let's go!
including hoisting a 1,433-pound mast. So heavy, it broke the back of the warrior who lifted it and killed him. Can they outdo these fierce Norsemen?
Wow, I'm seeing stars. Whoa.
Guys, I'm so excited to be in Minnesota. I want to go ice fishing. Do you guys want to do that with me?
Nope.
No.
You can go do it and tell us about it.
Yeah, that sounds great. This is going to be so much fun, and you guys are just not going to do it.
No.
I can't wait to do all this stuff, experience all these things that are Viking. I brought the guys to Moorhead because Minnesota is the center of Viking culture in the United States. As a strongman, I've heard about the Viking feats of strength my whole life. I love the warriors, the spirit, the drive. I just love it all. This is more than just doing these feats of strength. We have a great opportunity to go places and experience the cultures. It'd be great to be able to go through Moorhead and get some Viking souvenirs.
Do you dress up, Nick?
I might have dressed as a Viking a few times. I love going to like the Renaissance Festival, stuff like that.
Oh, interesting visual, isn't it?
All right, guys, we're gonna do our first Viking challenge today. So let's see if we can find something to carry. This one's 345.
So what's the weight we've got to pick up?
It's heavier than that.
341.
341.
For the first challenge, I wanted to show the guys the feat of strength that it took to be considered a man in Viking culture and achieve full Styrker status.
As a rite of passage, young men in Iceland test themselves to achieve full Styrker status, a term that literally means full strength in Viking culture. You can achieve that status by lifting a boulder that weighs at least 341 pounds. But that's not hard enough for the 4 strongest men in the world. Can our strongmen lift the rock and then also walk with it? Let's find out.
All right, let's see if we can get this thing reweighed.
Scale over here. 345.
Well, this is our stone.
Does this scale go up enough for Eddie to get on it?
I think it's a matter of fact that Brian Shaw has never actually been weighed and claims to be from 450, but don't believe it.
Well, why don't you do the honors and then I'll weigh in after you.
I'm the lightest guy, I'll go first.
Lightest. 320. 320.
Skinny as a rail.
No.
Lightweight.
Weighing more as a strongman is actually a big deal. We all want the number to be higher.
368. 340 of it's right here. Oh, 398.
Come on, B.
Well, this is a moment of truth. 445.
445.
That's a couple biscuits.
My name is Brian Shaw. I've been fascinated with strength my entire life. I'm a 4-time World's Strongest Man champion. I'm 6'8", and at 445 pounds, I'm literally 3 times most people. So do you think an average man can actually lift that?
I don't know, let's find out. Come on, buddy.
Here's our man.
It's hard to realize the scale and difficulty of what strongmen do. So when the producers asked us to take on these challenges, we decided to show how hard they are by trying them out on an average man.
Please, if you would, try and pick up this 345-pound stone.
In this case, our weedy 5'8", 155-pound camera system.
Okay.
Any way you want.
Anyway, well,
Any
bring
way
in
you
the
want.
forklift then.
Give it your best shot, buddy.
Oh my God. Ah! Ah!
Well done. Good
Next
job,
time,
buddy.
give me an average stone.
All right, Obi first then.
Yeah, I'll go first. This is honestly the first stone I've picked up since my bicep surgery, so I'm a little bit nervous about it. I did a clean and press a few months ago, and it's actually what started the tear in this bicep, and which is why I now have that beautiful scar right there. My name is Robert Oberst, professional strongman out of Texas. I've had the American log press record for the last 4 years, strongest shoulders in America, and just basic all-around badass.
This is the first
Little
stone
nervous.
you'll have lifted.
Yeah,
Wow.
first stone.
All right, there we go.
What we decided to do is walk the stone 100 feet and see from there who could keep going the furthest.
There we go.
I was worried. It was real slick. It was icy. Every step you move a little bit, even though we had these little cleats on the bottom of our shoes, we'd still slip around.
You got it.
Full
Full
strength.
strength.
Get here.
Full strength. Come on. You got it.
Nice.
Good job.
There you go.
That's good enough for me.
It's not an easy weight, and it's not an easy thing to hold. We're used to having handles and grips and stuff when we use things, so having to take a stone and squeeze it into your body like that, I'm just happy I got it done and didn't get hurt.
The question is, do you think the short, chubby guy to my right can carry it a little bit further?
Got 2 biceps still attached, so I mean that's slightly better than you, mate.
Slightly.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Get this, I'm retired.
Retired.
I'm still stronger than you.
Retired.
How's that feel?
You're stronger than me.
How's that feel?
You are not stronger
I am
than
stronger
me.
than
No
you.
way. No way.
Where's your trophy?
Where's my trophy?
Where's your trophy?
Where's yours from right now? What'd you do last year?
One world strongest
What'd you
man.
do?
I won world strongest man last year.
I'm Eddie Hoare. I'm from Stoke-on-Trent, England. I'm the world's strongest man 2017. I've won 6 UK titles, and I hold the world record for the most weight ever lifted off the floor, half a ton. For you Americans, that's 1,102 pounds.
We can find out who's stronger right now.
Yeah.
Your turn on the stone, big boy.
I'll do it quicker than him, no problem.
Let's go, fat boy.
Everything is a competition between me and Robert Oberst. We've been in a number of contests. I've won some, he's won some. But I think, in all honesty, I trump him all the time because I've won the world's strongest man and I've got the half a ton deadlift.
Yeah, let's go.
Uh-oh.
£345. This is a really tough feat of strength.
Let's go, Ed.
Before I'm 51, okay?
I think that the Vikings back in the day were the biggest and strongest and the nastiest people around. They were just animals. I mean, I'm part Viking myself, and I suppose that's probably where my strength comes from.
There it is. Come on, Eddie, you got it. 20 feet. Come on, come on. Come on, you got it.
Oh,
There you go.
that was 1 foot further than Oberst, Luke. Victorious again.
This is a lot harder than it looks.
I nearly slipped and broke my back down there.
We haven't talked about how freaking crazy this is. Like,
Yeah, we got ice.
It was kind of scary. Sheets of ice everywhere, but I was able to do it. And most importantly, I beat Oberst.
Come on, B. Go on, Brian.
He's looking serious, though.
There we go. Easy steps. There you go. Watch the ice. You got 20 feet, 20 feet. Watch the ice.
Come on. You got it. You got it.
That'll do. That'll do.
You went further than you did.
Certainly challenging with the
Your
snow
stomach
on
in the way? Go, Nick!
woo! Nick's perfect for moving rocks, because when he first started lifting weights, that's all they had to train with. Would be a caveman here and a caveman there, and they would see who could pick up the biggest rock.
Oh, he's got
got it so low.
Oh, I'd hold it higher than that. Terrible.
I'm Nick Best. I'm the old man in the group. I'm 50 years old. I'm two-time national and world powerlifting champion. And these guys constantly hit me with old man jokes, but I'm still running with them. I'm still putting the heat on them. And I'm here to prove I'm the best Viking.
Bad technique.
Brian Shaw looks so determined throughout this entire competition, especially here in the final.
He's running out of momentum. Shaw to the finish. And he did it. Big Brian Shaw wins the truck pull.
Go, Nick. Woo. Oh, bad technique. Terrible.
Terrible.
I'd hold it higher than that.
All right, here we go, Nick. Here we go.
Nick.
There you go.
I'm the old man in the group. I'm 50 years old, but I hold the world record in the shield carry, so I knew before I even touched the thing I was gonna win. They don't stand a chance.
Let's go, Nick. Almost there, almost
Go on,
there.
buddy.
There you go.
Good job. Yeah. Oh, he's going for more. Oh, he's going for more. Oh, terrible. Go, Nick. Go,
What the What the hell? I took it further than all you punks. You young little kids can't beat the old man at this event. My event. Mine. I am one step closer now to being a Viking. And I beat the kids. Well done, guys. You just lost to a 50-year-old man. All right, guys, check out this cool Viking church.
Wow, this is pretty cool.
Nordic church.
As a strongman, I've heard about the Viking feats of strength my whole life. And then now to come here and touch them and smell them and feel them it's just amazing. It's so much fun.
My balls are frozen to my shorts.
That sucks.
Oh, yeah. There we are.
So guys, as you know, today is Friday. Do you guys know why it's called Friday?
It's the day after Thursday.
Because Monday was already taken?
No. All the days of the week are from the Norse gods. Most people don't know the days of the week are all based on the Viking gods. Odin, in Viking culture, he was known as Woden. Wednesday is Woden's day. Thor is Thursday, Thor's day. And Frigga is Friday.
Thor, in terms of strength, I mean, he's the top guy.
Imagine that. Imagine being that great. You've got a day named after, like the global Monday to Sunday.
You know, I really think I look like Thor and want to be like Thor.
You look more like Professor Xavier, bro.
Says the smallest guy of the group. Yeah, you're Thor, okay, yeah.
I can throw a hammer further than any of you.
There is not a chance.
I bet I
of that.
can.
I think we should all get some hammers and go and do this. That proves how strong you are. How much can you wind it up and throw it as far as you can?
Was that really your throw?
Yeah, it's gonna be easy. You and T-Rex got the same arms.
Literally.
All right, we'll see. Let's go find some hammers and sort this out.
All right.
Eddie drives us all nuts. He has to make everything a bet that he can win. He's a child, a 350-pound child, but nonetheless a child.
Here we go, ladies.
Well, guys, here we are.
What's the hammer throw?
This thing's at 13 pounds.
Just to be clear, here are the rules. We're going to draw a line. No one can pass the line. No one's allowed to spin. Would Thor spin?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't.
That's a good question. He just throws his hammer.
So whoever throws it the furthest is Thor.
So what we say, the loser?
I think the loser should jump in an ice bath for 2 minutes.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I ain't losing.
What do you think a normal human could do?
What about an average guy? I think we need to bring in an average guy to try this out.
Ian.
All right.
All right, Ian.
13 pounds. I mean,
That'll tear your arm out of socket. You do it wrong.
I believe you.
It is 10% of your body weight.
Here we go.
All right,
Any-
let us clear out.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
we better back up here a little bit.
That was absolutely pathetic. Well done.
I think that was pretty good.
49 feet.
Oh, almost 50.
That's not bad, you know. Well done, Ian.
There you go.
49 foot. That's not bad at all.
You think you could throw that far, Nick?
Yeah.
Terrible.
95.
95?
95. It was a little difficult because we were sinking in snow and the balance was weird. My feet, my toes were numb.
That was a good toss.
It was all right. I felt like I could have done better. I'm not worried about it.
Go, Brian.
All right, let's see.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. 91 feet.
I think it's fair to say I'm more Incredible Hulk than Thor.
Ed, you're up.
Come on, Ed. Wow.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
106 feet.
106 feet.
Yeah.
91 feet's the one to beat.
If I lose the hammer throw, I am not excited about taking an ice bath.
Hey, Nick, don't screw it up.
Mr. Ice Bar, when you're ready.
The other guys, it's almost like a reward to them. They all take ice baths regularly in their training. So it's no big deal to them if they lose this bet. It's a big deal to me. I do not want to be cold. Can't stand it.
"91 feet's the one to beat."
Oh, brilliant technique. Oh, I wish I could twist that. Oh.
70 feet, 3 inches.
I never knew I was that bad at hammer throw. I did great in the disc in college and figured I'd be able to throw that pretty far.
It's gonna be ice bath for you, buddy. I figured Nick was gonna lose the hammer throw. It's kind of an explosive lift, and Nick's kind of a stiffer guy, probably because he's been lifting since before I was born. In fact, Nick may be my grandfather.
You have earned yourself a Minnesota Viking ice bath.
Well, this sucks.
Can we all openly say that I am the closest thing to 4 right here?
No.
What do you got?
I think it's gonna be about 50.
Nick, this is a real Viking experience, buddy. You want to be a Viking, you want to do all this Viking stuff, here you go. What? Get down a little bit lower.
Get lower, shoulders in. And the time starts now.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad enough I'm in the cold water. You gotta dunk blocks of ice on my head where it's bouncing off.
What time are we on? 1:20. Oh, nearly there, mate.
I just felt like getting out and strangling them all.
10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7,
6.
5.5.
Really? Wait, what comes after 6? 2. 1.
2.5.
10. No,
You should feel great, very euphoric after recovering in a Viking ice bath.
No.
Nope. No.
Every time I leave my house, because of my size and my routine that I follow, it is literally costing me thousands and thousands of dollars.
I have to eat 10,000 calories a day, and I have to eat every couple hours. Oh yeah, that's looking good.
I have to have a full kitchen set up in my hotel room, and having my food shipped can cost more money. It is not cheap to be Brian Shaw.
That is awesome.
This is cool.
Yeah. Our next challenge, the Viking pull. We're gonna pull the boat.
I'd say that's pretty authentic.
What we're doing with this challenge is pulling the Viking boat up a hill because it was somewhat of a real representation of how those ships would have to move.
The Vikings were famous for traveling great distances by boat. Their advanced shipbuilding techniques allowed them to conquer faraway places that were previously out of reach. Vikings had to be strong enough to attack immediately upon arrival, and likely had a large number of warriors band together to move their ships over land. Can our strongmen pull a Viking ship solo? Let's find out.
It's not too heavy of a pull, but I don't think any of us really understands what it's gonna feel like going uphill with it.
The trailer and the boat together are roughly 12,000 pounds.
Like, I think any of us would smoke it on flat ground, but pulling it over this incline right here is a lot more similar to what the Vikings were doing going over mountain.
Minus the logs, of course.
Yeah.
I've got a really good relationship with the local fire department, so I will go out and train with fire trucks that range anywhere from 40,000 to as heavy as 80,000 pounds.
The boat was only 12,000 pounds, but when you add in the grade of the parking lot that we had to pull the boat up, it was pretty crazy.
They probably didn't do it by themselves either.
So we're basically challenging 12 Vikings at once.
Let's prove that we are stronger than the Vikings.
Let's suit it up and get it going.
Right, so rules to this pull. We're gonna pull it 60 foot. When the body crosses the line, that's gonna be a time. It's the quickest to 60 foot.
All right, Nick, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Mark, set, go!
Nice, Nick, nice. Deep. Low and steady. Low and steady, Nick, low.
The angle pulling it up the street just made it exponentially harder the further up there I got. I didn't have the body mass and the weight to get it moving as fast.
Keep it moving. Come on, dig deep. Pull, then dive your head down. Just like that, and dive. Good. Hips, and dive. There we are, come on, Nick.
That's
Viking
it. And again.
strength.
There we go,
Come
big
on,
pull.
Nick. I got to tap.
You're tapping out, that's it. Is the Viking wannabe tapping out?
All right.
Whoa. This is pretty poor, Nick, considering you're the one who wanted to come here.
No, my biceps are cramping.
I just flat out ran out of gas. I'm not that big, I'm not that heavy. The taller you are and the heavier you are, the easier that is. I just couldn't finish it. It was just that heavy.
I was just disappointed in myself.
So he tapped out at 150.
Tell you what, 2 minutes solid pulling something's tough.
Yeah.
Ready?
All right, Eddie.
Mark, set, go. There you go, low.
Yes.
Low.
Yes.
Come on, Eddie.
I just don't get how these guys pull these sort of weights in the Arctic conditions, because it's really hard. You've got to keep your body warm, you've got to be nice and nimble, and when you're cold, everything's aching, your joints are hurting.
Keep it going. There we go. Deep. Nice and straight. Deep.
That's it.
There we go. You got 5 feet. Let's go. Almost there, Ed. Come on, 2 more steps. Let's go. Done.
What's time?
1:14.7.
1:14.
Nice.
Woo! That was hard. No layoff.
Didn't you say that would be easy?
That was easy.
Was that your comment before?
That was an easy, hard pull, that was.
Okay. Easy and hard.
Easy, hard. Obus, you ready?
I want to beat Eddie really bad with this.
Let's go, Obi.
We've been rivals for many years. He's kind of the English golden boy, and I'm the American monster. I gotta win this.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Here we go, brother. Come on.
Obus, you ready? Okay, ready, set, go.
There you go. Working. Come on.
The Viking boat was only 12,000 pounds, but we're fighting an incline, which meant you couldn't get any momentum going with the thing. It was a really hard thing to pull.
Come on, Overs. Come on. That's it. Stay down and dry.
It was so heavy and it was so hard. It was pulling down on my collarbone and my throat. It was hard to breathe, and I could feel my heart beating in my head. Get some. Come on, Andy. Gotta work now, dig it. I almost passed out towards the end. Come on, come on. 10, 11, 10, 12, 10. Oh, that's right, baby.
Nowhere near. There's nowhere near.
That's outside.
114.16.
USA.
That's it. Typical American, just scream and pretend he's won.
This is the image of a champ.
It's a paper win.
A champion. I was really happy that I beat Eddie. Eddie, he's like a fourth grader. USA.
His body didn't cross the line, it's just his hands. I didn't do this.
Lovely.
Let's go, B. Give me a nod when you're ready. On your mark. Yeah. Set. Go. Nice, Brian.
Come on, Brian.
There we are.
Come on, B.
Nice, B.
Brian is a giant of a man. All he has to do is lean and that boat moves.
There we are. Keep stepping, keep stepping.
Brian Shaw literally ran up the hill with that boat.
Perfect rhythm, Brian. Come on, keep that rhythm, Brian.
Come on, Brian.
Right here. Right here. Come on, come on.
Woo! 44.05.
Woo! That was big.
44.
Big.
Wow.
05. Yes! That event is my event. I knew I would crush these guys. It was never in doubt.
Yeah, we got to give it up to him. He may be fat and ugly, but he is the best puller today.
I'll take that. You can take back the ugly part. If the Vikings were pulling boats with me, I would by far go down in history as the best Viking boat puller that ever lived. It's the first Viking ship I pulled.
Nice.
And I'm undefeated in Viking ship pulling now. How much further do we have to go?
This is kind of how the Vikings had to do it.
I wanted to go ice fishing really bad because it's part of what the Vikings do. As a strongman, you're constantly in the pursuit of protein.
Hey guys, welcome to Minnesota.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Hi, how are you doing, Tony?
Knowing that Brian's a really good fisherman, I thought it would be right up his alley.
Were you worried about a 440-pound man walking on the ice?
We've got a solid foot of ice right now. You'll be fine. I'm just glad you're not here on a cold day.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make the best of this, but I'm not gonna lie, if we don't catch a fish, I am not gonna be pleased. It's better be worth this.
So just go ahead and grab that drill behind you and we'll have you pop a hole over here in the middle.
What do the Vikings make the holes with?
They would have used a spoon type auger.
Go straight up and down?
Yep, straight up and down.
All right.
Put a little pressure on it and it'll do the work for you. There you go.
Whoa. Wow.
The hole is clean and you're ready
Yeah.
to fish like a real Viking.
That's what I'm talking about, huh? Thank you for setting us up.
You bet.
I was pretty hesitant to come out. I mean, the walk was miserable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, I am really hungry. I have to eat every couple hours.
I get hungry, and that very quickly turns into hangry, and then I get pissed off if I don't have food.
One of us better hurry up and catch a fish. Nick, I'm waiting, and I'm getting colder, and I'm getting hungrier.
You'll get one, B.
Positive doesn't fill my stomach.
Brian's starting to make me a little nervous that I might have went a little too far on this one. I never envisioned my death of being crushed in half on a cold, icy Arctic tundra.
I got one.
Nice. Thank God.
Yeah, I'm really happy about catching a fish.
My first fish.
That's the first fish you've ever caught in your life?
That's the first fish I ever caught. Like legitimately caught.
That was really cool.
CB, I got you some food.
Wonderful.
Not enough protein.
You might get 2-3 bites out of that.
Yeah,
Maybe 4.
maybe.
I never really thought we would catch enough fish to feed me, but we were out there forever, and I was really hungry. I'm not gonna lie, Nick is starting to look like dinner.
All right, Nick, we've been out here all day. I'm out of here.
I'm sorry, B.
I'm done.
It is definitely time to go home.
B, come on. Wow. That is really cool looking.
We can't leave Minnesota without trying the most notorious Viking feat of strength that there is. The 1,433-pound mast of Orm Strollefsen.
One of the largest and most powerful Viking warships of its day, the Ormen Lang was built for King Olaf of Norway in the 10th century. The ship was nearly 150 feet long and needed 68 rowers to move. If you believe the legend, 50 men took the mast of this ship and hoisted it onto the shoulders of a Viking warrior named Orm Strollefsen. The mast weighed in at 1,433 pounds. But did it really happen? Can shoulders really press a log that gigantic? Let's find out.
Nick, what the hell have you gotten us into here?
Well, this is the mast of Orm Strollefsen.
So what are we doing with it?
Well, we're gonna lift it.
Wow.
But just so that you know, it broke his back and it killed him.
Broke his back.
Yeah, it broke his back.
It crushed him, it broke his back, I don't know. It just seems like a really stupid thing to do.
So it's pretty badass.
But I don't want to be the guy to pick this thing up and break my back. This is just ridiculous. Orm Strollefsen is obviously a huge Viking back in the day that was tempted to put this log on his back, and I didn't want to be the guy to pick this thing up and break my back.
If any of us are able to pick this up, it'll be a monumental Viking record that we're breaking.
This isn't just a Viking record, this is going to be a world record.
Pretty crazy.
For our final challenge this week, I wanted to take on a feat of strength that has lasted for over 1,000 years. Oh my God, this is no joke.
It just looks so intimidating.
The mast was huge. The diameter of the log was crazy. You could just tell how heavy it was just by looking at it, not even having to touch it.
Could even pick one side up.
Go ahead.
All right.
This whole thing
Just shook. That's only technically half the log, and that nearly ripped my shoulder out of my socket.
The log is going to be very difficult because other than the 2 ropes that are on it, there's no real way to stabilize that, and those ropes are kind of flimsy and they move around.
Guys, if one of us pulls this off, this is going to be an incredible feat of strength. Nobody's ever lifted this weight before. 1,450 pounds. Forget Orm Strollefsen. Whoever does this is the man. So let's find out.
Come on, Robbie.
Let's go, OB. Come on!
The mass was so big, it was intense.
Come on! Come on, come on.
Is it not going up, it's just rolling?
It's just rolling, yeah.
I put everything into it. I brought my back, my glutes, my legs, everything, and I just shoved up against that log, and the mass didn't even move.
I'm gonna give it one more go. I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of fold myself over and just take the pain rather than try and lift it up properly. Just take it all on my back, which is exactly what killed the guy that we're talking about.
Let's do it all, but without the dying part.
Nice and tight, nice and tight.
Oh, it's just not going up. It's not going up.
It's a good attempt, brother.
That's a good free adjustment right there.
I have the strongest shoulders in America, but in terms of lifting that mass, that was virtually meaningless. Yeah, my neck still hurts from that.
It's all right, man.
Don't beat yourself up too much.
I'm okay with it. It's a legend for a reason.
You want to go back to the hotel and cry and cuddle?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go right here.
I still think you can do it, B. Let's get it.
Let's strap it up and make it happen, huh?
Everybody thinks Brian's going to be the guy. He's picked up a 1,560-pound bale tote in the strongman contest and walked 10 feet with it.
Come on, B! Try rocking the feet forward.
Come on, you got it.
Find it, B. Come on.
There it is. Come on!
Oh, watch it, watch it, watch it.
Believe in it?
Yeah, I think it's ideal if I could take my head off and get it out of the way and just lift it right up.
I was thinking the same thing. Big head actually screws you in this.
I think in hindsight, it would have been much, much better to have a thinner diameter log that was much longer to be able to set it onto your shoulders and not have to move your neck forward so much and have it in such a awkward and dangerous position.
Go, Ed, come on. Let's go, Ed. Come on, Ed, come on, Ed, tight, tight. Come on, Ed. Grab your hips.
Tight, 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 tight.
Go, come on.
I had a massive creak in my neck. I didn't want to lift the log.
Here we go, come on. Up, 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 up. Wow, it's almost there, man. It's almost there.
You all right?
Wow, I'm seeing stars.
Whoa. For our last Viking challenge, I wanted to take on a feat of strength that I've heard about my entire life. Orm Strolefsen lifting up a 1,433-pound mast. He took 3 steps and lost his balance, and that's what cost him his life. It's still an absolute amazing feat of strength.
One more go, I'm gonna call it a day because I don't want to break my back.
Get yourself, come on. Come on, smooth.
Oh! Spine. Oh.
You all right?
No.
Wow.
No, honestly, I gave that everything. I can't budge it.
Yeah, your face was nice purple.
There are backlifts that are upwards of 5,000 pounds, but they're very controlled. You know, they're in a good setup, they're in a bench, they've got a flat surface, the feet and arms are sturdy. But that to me is safe, you know, you're just pushing the limits. But from a balance standpoint, there's no way you can get the center of that log, even if you weighed both sides.
Fair play, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Nick, you got us out here. We're doing the Viking challenge because you wanted to do it. This is your log. Pick this thing up. Let's go.
This is as Viking as it gets.
Come on.
Go on, Nick. One more shot now. Big breath.
Give it a good attempt here, buddy. Come on.
Get those legs set. Big breath.
Fantastic.
Strongman is not just about strength. It's about figuring out how to lift something so awkward that if you make a wrong move, it could kill you.
Up. Just one side again, Nick.
Keeps rolling back on me.
Because it's such a huge object, if the balance point in the dead center is off at all, it'll be almost impossible to get it off and lifted.
Nice and tight, nice and tight. Let's go.
His head was bent down, his shoulder was bent. It just seems so dangerous.
Right, one more go, Nick, and then call it a day, please, buddy. Don't hurt yourself.
I was elated when I got that thing completely off the rig. It's hard trying to figure out how to balance that right so I could put all my force in the direction up to where it wouldn't roll down my back.
How's your back feeling?
I feel a good inch shorter. Yeah. I guess the old man still got it.
I think it's pretty obvious that between the 4 of us, Nick won. Yeah?
He fully lifted it off. So you got to hand it to him, man. That was awesome.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, Nick.
Thanks, guys.
You know what? Orm Strolefsen did 1,433 pounds. Well, I'm gonna call it here. You stood up with 1,450. So in my eyes, that's a world record, and that makes you a legend, Nick Best.
Thanks, Eddie.
Orm Strolefsen is obviously a huge Viking back in the day, but from what I heard, it crushed him, it broke his back. Nick is very lucky he didn't break his neck. As far as I'm concerned, Nick beat Orm Strolefsen.
Oh my God.
You wanna go lie down now?
Uh-huh.
Hey buddy, can we come in?
Yeah, I guess you're coming in anyway.
Nick might be a bit annoying, but you know what? If it wasn't for Nick, we wouldn't have come here. I felt as though we all gave him a really hard time this week, and I thought I'd do something to cheer him up. Smells like my granddad's house in here.
It does have that old scent.
Ben Gay in despair. Guys, appreciate it. We gotta get some in. Come on.
Yeah.
The four of us, we travel around the world. We lift heavyweights. And for you to pick that up like that was strong today. And it was really well done. And we're all impressed.
You are the reason that we got to come here and have these awesome Viking experiences, you know, and I thank you.
Thanks, guys. I'm really happy I got to do all these cool Viking things. It was just an amazing little experience. It turned out really well.
You've had a tough week. We've all been hard on you. I personally want to thank you. We pulled a few strings and we managed to get you an authentic Viking weapon. Well, this is apparently a genuine Viking tool that they would use for splitting skull.
It's a battle axe.
Here it is.
Thanks, Eddie.
Oh, you're welcome, buddies.
Cool, man. It just melted my heart that they took the time to actually think about me, and it made me feel so good.
Oh man, I want a hug.
Come on.
Oh,
Dude,
group hug. I thought an axe in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Eddie comes off as a disgusting, arrogant Englishman, but on the inside, he's a disgusting, arrogant Englishman. So we all gonna get on the bed and start making out? Yeah. Let's get in there. Get in there.
Hey, watch out for the axe.
This season on The Strongest Man in History.
Find the balance.
I started going into shock a little bit. Mess something up, we could be crippled.
Should we really be doing this?
And this is legit an amazing feat of strength.
One wrong movement could result in major injury.
I can literally feel the flesh in my hands tearing.
Strongmen decide to go head to head. One of them's gonna get hurt.
Can't breathe.